Alright, so timestamp June 4th, 2025. It's almost 7 a.m. My sleep schedule's all over the place. I'm starting to feel better, stronger, and all that, but my sleep schedule is going to be what I make it anyway, just because of what I'm doing, here and all that. But I wanted to throw a quick note up. Okay, so I had mentioned before that y'all know that my dad has dementia, and he's been seeing things which we're gonna label hallucinations. Here's the thing: my dad is also sensitive, so am I. I've seen some stuff, he's seen some stuff, we've seen some stuff at the same time, and on a humorous note, it's stuff that he later has said, no, I don't remember that. Because he's sensitive but in denial. Now, with the dementia, there's not a room in this house where he hasn't seen somebody. There isn't. The master bedroom, which is where I am right now, he's seen two different men. He had a group of people dancing around his bed one Sunday morning or Monday morning at 5 a.m., which scared him to pieces. In my mom's office, which is the bedroom opposite, smaller bedroom, but my mom was using it as an office. He's seen a little girl. His office or toy room, he's seen a couple little kids playing in there. Living room, he's seen a couple of young women. And I could never get out of him whether it was like late teenagers or early 20s, whatnot, but it was young women. Two women with dark hair. I don't really see anybody in the dining room, but from the dining room, he was seeing a group of people in the kitchen that were just kind of standing around like in a circle, like mumbling and talking quietly and staring at him, which that's an unnerving hallucination to have, I imagine. The garage, he said he's seen people like quickly dodging out of eyesight, couldn't really get a fix on what he was seeing or who he was seeing. So there's not a room in this house that isn't special. They have their own characters that come and go as they please. And I had mentioned that some of you all that know me are going to be like, hopefully you'll, take me seriously. And some people may be like, oh, nope, I'm out. This channel's not for me. That's fine. Whatever. Here's the thing. I'm sensitive, but I'm also more than happy to debunk BS. Because there's enough of that out there. I've seen way too many of the ghost hunter TV shows and whatnot where I can tell there's some realness going on, and then they start fabricating it. They start making stuff up, and, oh, I just found a penny on the ground. This penny wasn't here before, was it? Oh, it was left by the spirits. I'm not going to do crazy bullshit like that, because it doesn't help anybody. I'm not going to sensationalize stuff that just doesn't need to be sensationalized. I want the truth. There are things in our philosophy that we never dreamed of, But, okay, so far, no. I did have that incident in the hallway where I thought I was hearing something, and I was hearing something, and it was the AC filter reacting to the AC being turned on and off again. More than happy to debunk strange bumps in the middle of the night. Master bedroom, though, the other night, I thought I heard a woman singing back here. I was in the living room, and I thought I heard a woman's voice, like melodically speaking or singing. Couldn't make anything out, but heard what I heard. And please bear in mind, I'm not on any heavy narcotics. And as I went down the hallway, it kind of faded out. So, was it something outside that I heard? Like, that was the AC. If you just heard that clunk, 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 that was the AC. Not paranormal. all kinds of normal. The woman singing voice, whatnot. Uh, but here are two things that did happen back here over the past week that I hadn't mentioned to anybody. I mentioned to Pix. And that is, get my happy butt out of the chair here. So this statue has been on my dad's little table. If I can actually get it in focus. It's so hard. Bag of clothing there. So hard to actually get stuff in focus when you're trying to flip it like that. So this has been up on his dresser for I don't even know how long. And by the way, I haven't been letting any of the cats or dogs or anybody like that in here. They don't get in here. I keep the door closed. This has always been up here. And the other day when I came in here to, I think, take a shower or something, it was in the middle of the floor, broken, which I don't know how it just jumped off that dresser. And then to me, more alarming was I was taking a shower, and when I got out of the shower, I heard a weird buzzing sound in here. I'm not sure what Tiny did with it. And I don't know what they did with it. My mom has a coin counter. It's kind of this, I don't know, round canister. Like, it's got like a blue top and a blue bottom, and it's got a clear shell around the middle of it. It's like a Tupperware size kind of thing. And I guess the coins like spin around in the big basin and they get dropped into the appropriate hole sizes on the sides. It's for counting coins. I don't even know. My wife said that she knew that my mom had it, but neither one of us knew where it was being stored or what have you. I came out of the bathroom after taking my shower. I heard a buzzing sound. I was kind of like, okay. I thought maybe somebody had left an alarm clock on, like the old school alarm clocks that you have to turn off or they will buzz until the apocalypse. You know those? But it wasn't that. It was the coin counter in the middle of the floor, and there wasn't really anything around on the floor at the time. Now it's a mess as people have been trying to figure stuff out. We're still looking for guns and whatever. But it was in the middle of the floor, turned on, just sitting there like oscillating. And I fumbled around with it because I couldn't find an on or off button and had to pull out a battery basically to make it turn off. So that was kind of strange. That was kind of weird. I can't explain that at all. Cannot explain that at all. So, that's frogs. What I'm getting at is, because I do have an EVP recorder, I am going to, at some point in the near future, come back here and take some audio and just see if there is something here that wants to speak with me. I don't know. I got one of the other meters. I'm going to run it through here and see if I get any unusual, like, electromagnetic readings. Because, I don't know. But so far, house-wise, that's the only thing anywhere on property that I've said, okay, that's interesting. It's not a man in a brown shirt coming out of the bathroom and crawling in bed with me. But it is something that a couple of things that I cannot quite explain as to why they would take place. I don't have an answer for that logically. So that weird sound is Tanner in the background. That's not paranormal, that's little puppy. I don't know. I've gotten some cold waves coming in here before too. That's harder, from a objective standpoint. That's harder to classify as paranormal. But I did have the other day where I felt like I walked through a space of extreme cold where I, had the whole goose flesh thing going on. That was fun. So from a super standpoint, I don't know if I walked through somebody or not, because that would typically be the explanation on that. I didn't dare. But yeah, maybe later on today I'll do some EVPs back here and see if I come up with anything. I don't know. But that statue should not have thrown itself onto the ground, and that coin counter should not have suddenly been in the middle of the floor turned on. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to throw that up there real quick. I was walking through here, getting prepped to take a shower, and I was like, you know what, I need to, because I do want to do some readings, and I don't want to just be like, here's random video, kind of set that up a little bit. It'll be fun. Could be a nothing burger. Maybe I'll find something back here that's incredibly chatty. I don't know. Curious about the woman singing. Could be really awkward if it was my mom. She loved to sing. Anyway, I'll let you know. Make it a great day.